a special message here to Mr. Seyi Tinubu because he's the person the public has come to know as Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's son. I'm directing this message to him and should please endeavor to share it because I'm also son to a father. I also have a father who is also, by the grace of God, also aging. I know there are interests. I understand there are interests. I'm doing this specially because it's been a while I came on to do a broadcast here. Uh, but I decided to do this because it is out of concern. I have exercised restraint and I've refrained seriously from sharing those videos of Ashiwaju either doddering, speaking incoherently in public, and not have because seriously speaking, he's elderly. I do not really wish that the last things we will remember of Ashiwaju are those outings, those just in quotes, disgraceful, embarrassing outings. I know quite a number. I'm not addressing APC, NURTW, MCU. I'm not addressing people who have interests, okay, who have such interests. I'm not addressing those people because I know it is what is governing them is interests, okay, a clique interest. I'm addressing it to Ashiwaju's son, who we all have come to know as Ashiwaju's son, because he should understand it better. And I wish he does, really. So I don't really wish that what we will remember of Ashiwaju is blah blah buluk and all those things. PDAP, see, beyond the election, okay, look at it this way. We all know Ashiwaju can win. He can win the election. You know why? He has the machinery. They are the ones who have been, fielding candidates over the years for election. They know how these things happen. They know how to get result. They know how to do their, whether by genuine or by counterfeit. It can win. We know. We all know it can win. But look beyond election and let us ask ourselves this simple question. Imagine Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu at UN, like UN conferences. No, just imagine. I won't want my father to be the laughing stock in the international. I would not want it. I'm using the assumption, I'm trying to imagine that it is my father, for instance. I will not. I know so many brilliant, well to do people in APC. I know active, good people in APC. Some of them, they can't leave because either they are founding members or they are financial committed members with high stakes, or they are just stuck. They can't leave. So they just have to. But they are not. See, you can, any of them can be. Any of them can be the candidate. Imagine a UN conference or any other international conference, for instance. Okay. And then people are proud of their president's speeches. Oh, France saying, oh, Macron's outing at the conference today is actually very quite interesting. I really am marveled at his electrifying speech and all that. Blah. He spoke to the future of climate change, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Other countries are also proud of their president's outing at such international conferences. And then Nigeria. No, look beyond. He can win the election, fine. But look beyond. See, I understand there are interest. There's ambition is an interest. Yeah. Lifelong ambition is an interest. Fine. Right. I understand if he wins, what is there for me, I have chance to become this or become under his government, I know that one is also an interest. I know there are so many interests, but what about patriotism? Those are interests too, and they are collective interests. The moment ambition overrides the collective interest, it is selfish. Selfish interest has never prospered any nation. If ambition, self ambition has become more important than the collective, the image of the country, patriotism, and other concerns that are collective, it becomes they're bugging the network. Yes, I'm seeing some comments. Yes, I know the turn of the south is also an interest. Yes, whether it will be southeast or south or southwest, that it is the turn of the south to also be president is also an interest. I know, but how does Tinubu being forced or imposed mm, takes care of this interest? Does it not even defeat that southwest or south interest? No, because Ashiwaju cannot be active in such government under such arrangement. He is old. There are so many people in the south who are still young, active, can do better. Why not let those ones go? Ashiwaju can win, and whoever he also steps down for to say, okay, you go, can also win because he will back such person and they will win. And they can, let me use can, because he can win, whoever he backs can also win. I will use can for everybody because Peter Obi too can win. Atiku can win. Anybody that has the crowd that can vote can win, whether by genuine or by counterfeit, whether by bullion. He has everything it takes to win. He can win, and as a result, whoever he backs to can also win. So why not let's do that? Why not let's do that? I have no problem with anybody having ambition. I have no problem with anybody being able. But what I'm saying is, let us look beyond. I'm not attacking anybody's ambition. No. I'm not saying Ashwaju cannot win. He can win. I'm not saying anybody cannot. He can. He can. But I'm saying if you really want to look beyond just that interest of myself, I must. You want to look collective. Yes, the interest can still be protected. And let us present somebody that will still also serve at the same time the collective and not only the selfish. If you check my wall, I I desisted from sharing the videos of whether the PDAPC, Baba Blue, Blue Bulaba. I deliberately, because instead of me to laugh at these things, I sat back and I said, if this were to be my father, I'll just say, can we resolve at something better? Can we? I'll just call my father and say, come, sit down. See, let's do something. You can win. You you have there's nobody you want to prove anything to anymore. We don't need to prove it to anybody that you can win. You already proved it at APC primary that you can defeat even a vice presidential, a sitting vice president. You can defeat him. Blue, black, black, blue, bulaba. You defeated. So you can also do it again, even at the general. Everybody already knows you can do it. But beyond that self-interest, can we look at the beyond the collective? It's a plea. It is a plea. I would really like that what we'll be remembering about Ashiwaju are his great deeds. Yes, he did this, he did that. Those are the things I would really like that we remember about him, not the way he ended. That can be so. I don't want such. I'm not talking to. I'm talking to. I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to Seyi Tinubu. In literature, there's this epigrammatic figurative device. And one of the examples is they say the boy is the father of the father. The boy is the father of his father. As I speak with you right now, I talk to my dad and he listens. I say, no, Dad, look at it this way. What about this? What about that? And I show him examples and he says, wow, this is cool. And my dad agrees with me. I listened to my father when I was much younger. Now my father listens to me. It is from that background I am speaking to the mind of Mr. Seyi Tinubu. Please talk to daddy. I would not really like. See, do you know what we remember about Awolowo? No matter what anybody says about Awolowo today, we say forget it. He brought free education. He brought this. Those are the things we want to remember about Awolowo. No matter what anybody says about any other hero in the past, we always say no. That's not. This is what we want to do. Please. This is social media age. There is nothing Ashiwaju does right now that are not going to override the good that he ought to be remembered for. It will override it because it is going into people's hands, in their devices, right in their home, on the road, on the bus, on the streets, everywhere. It's entering there and they are watching him live and they are cutting it, and it's going to override what should be remembered about him. So please, if you can, call him. It's not about now. It's about what will be said about, what will be remembered of him in the hereafter. I would not really like that the only thing we can remember about Ashiwaju are ones that have been said so far that are still trending. They are still small, though. Of course, you know the man is an elderly. Whoever he backs can win. He doesn't have to force it. No. He can win, yes, no question. But should we do it? The question is, for the interest of the collective, let's not. And even for his own interest, let's not. I don't know what arrangement is on ground, but for me, I would really not like that they are doing this to that man. I would really not like it. Ejo, Mr. Seyi Tinubu, please, if you can, try your best. I'll be glad if you do. Okay. Because I'm at the stage where I no longer want to criticize anybody. You know why? If you criticize Tinubu, there are so many people, they will just come and attack you. You criticize Obi, there are so many people, they'll come and attack you. Whether he doesn't have plan or manifesto, they just want to follow him like that. If you say anything, Nigerians don't really want the truth. So I don't want to criticize anybody. You criticize Atiku, there are so many, even here, I have so many people who are saying it's a party interest. PDP ni da 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 da. APC has destroyed the country. PDP's time it was better, and Atiku was part of PDP when it was even better. And he has federal knowledge. He has the idea. He knows what went wrong. He knows how to correct them. Everybody has their own defense. So I don't want to criticize anymore because it doesn't work. People have their defense for everything. So I don't want to criticize them. Advise and plead. And I'm saying this not only to assure you. I am happy. The only reason I talk about Peter Obi and I'm happy about is departure from PDP to go and join, even though he's still in PDP anyways, is that Atiku ought to have left this thing and allow others come forward. Maybe if PDP had presented the Peter Obi, APC presents maybe an Osinbajo or Fashola or any other person they have nurtured well, and other young candidates like Shore. That is the kind of setting that will really befit this time, to see a presidential context among these ones. Not ancestors still trying to hold the future down. Along, it's not really the people will really like to read how they did their stuff. When we were reading at secondary school, we were reading about Olo and all that. It was interesting. Reading about Nnamdi Azikiwe, about Macaulay, reading about they never had to be president. Okote, all those people, Ojukwu, all those people who displayed giant stride trying to advance the cause of their people without having to be president. Even Awolowo, it didn't become. But we remember him more than any president in the past. That is the same way I really would have loved that Ashiwa by throwing his way behind somebody and so that we are still competing effectively in the International Committee of Nations, not becoming laughing stock in 21st century. I don't want to go and check all my platforms. I desisted completely because what I'm thinking is not politics. What I'm thinking is history. What do we really want to remember these people for? And why are they doing these things to rubbish what they ought to be remembered for? I don't know, maybe it is only me that is thinking this way. I don't know, maybe it is only me. Maybe not only me, Sha. And I'm sorry if I offend your thinking. I'm sorry if I offend, but I just feel, no, beyond the selfish interest, beyond that, let's think collective and just find the balance, the equilibrium. So please, let me take this moment to appreciate, since the last time I did, the last broadcast I did before today, that Daddy Mubarak's case, justice is expensive in this country now. Very expensive. Government abandoned the family. Police killed Mubarak since November last year in Lagos at Mero Command. Police and government abandoned the family. We have been taking care of the family, thanks to some of you who have been supporting. And we sued the government to court for abandoning them. The court has been adjourning. And now the last day at court, they were telling us all the parties have not been served. They adjourned again till February. Okay, who is supposed to? The sheriff. Okay, the lawyer is saying we need to follow up with the sheriff and it will cost money. Now, for that poor man that we are helping, we still need to follow up. Follow up means we need fund. Imagine that. APC, some they are spending millions on their campaign every day. And they have victims they have abandoned. And they know. But they want to keep pushing till after election so that people can forget these things. No. This family is not even asking that you should bring anybody's head. The boy's body is still at the morgue in Yaba, it's still in the mortuary. I sponsored the father to go and check the boy again. He's still there. He came back weeping. I wasn't able to come down to go with because I always guided him every time. I always went with him. The boy's body is still there. The matter is in Panti, marked as unknown. Court is adjourning. The man is tired. They can't bury the boy. The matter is in court. Court is adjourning. Sheriff, we have to follow up. We need money for that poor family that we are still assisting. So I want to say a big thank you to the person who sent 100,000 naira to that Mubarak's account. Only one person responded so far, and it's 100,000. But I'll put the account here again so that more people can assist. Please, he needs support. We need to serve all that need to be served. The IGP, serve the governor, serve the Speaker of the State House of Assembly in Lagos State, serve the commissioner, serve everybody, so that they can come to court. You can't just kill somebody's child and abandon the family. Since November last year, it's over a year now. 4th of November last year. Today is 20. What is today? 22nd of November, another year. The boy's body is still there. 17-year-old. Is it up to 17 yet? Secondary school boy. They abandoned the family, abandoned everything. It's so unfortunate. I don't know the kind of country we are in. I just don't know. Every day things. I'll tell you another story. The road is terrible. I drove through a very bad road. The car went into a ditch, came out on the other side. By the time I go, there was trouble because flood water penetrated into the car radiator, condenser, and all of those things. So I can understand that with the way it went down into the ditch, and I heard the sound, it rang in my brain. So when I later the following day was when I discovered that the number plates at the front had removed. And I suspected it must be at that place where it happened, that bad road. So I decided to, let me go and reprint. Be listening, let me call for a reprint of the missing number plate. Guess what? The cheapest place you reprint it is 28,000 naira. Cheapest. Others are saying 30, 35, 40. They have offices everywhere now. FRSC. They have people who come and say, we will reprint it for you. Don't worry. We will reprint it for you. So I must reprint a plate number that got missing because of bad road. When I should be compensated, government is collecting tax and everything every day, whether directly or indirectly. Inflation every day on food and people are paying taxes every day, and there is no results to show for it. Roads are terrible. So you are not even compensating me that you are damaging my car. You still want me to go and pay that exorbitant fee to reprint a number plate that got missing as a result of bad road. That is how terrible it's. Every day is just worse. You bought a paint quantity of rice just last week for maybe 2,200 naira. By the time you go back this time, it's almost 3,000. Go back next week, it's almost 4,000. How much was a bag of rice just a week ago? How much is it now? Things are worse just by you wake up today is another story. You wake up tomorrow, it's another story. Maybe they say the court is the hope of the common man. Now why we carry Baba Mubarak go court to say make as government don't abandon now with him problem. The boy body before he can even claim that body now, he will have to pay through his nose, from what I understand. So we decided to take government to court. But it's even more expensive to go to court. It's even more expensive to get justice. How is that therefore hope of common man? Okay, Mubarak, Daddy Mubarak is common man. Common man is Daddy Mubarak. Look, that is his account number. We have to be begging money for him to be able to at least go follow up and motivate sheriff. Go follow up and motivate the sheriff so that they can serve all the parties. And then the matter can at least start. Since last year, it's over a year. The boy, Mubarak's body, is still at the morgue. It's still there. It's still there. Young boy, less than 20-year-old, secondary school boy, learning vulcanizer work at Meron Command. It's still there. It did there. It's still there. Nah. It did there. Nah. It did there. Government abandon the family. The family wakes up every day. They mourn, they wail. I call to encourage them to say, don't worry, all will be fine. Government pretend say they know here. We go court they postpone, they adjourn. We have to motivate sheriff. Ha! Ogao. So Daddy Mubarak now needs money to even get justice. So how is justice for common man? Justice is for sale, innit? That is Nigeria's story. The people will now come out and say, stop talking bad about Nigeria. Stop talking bad about the country is good. Blah blah blah. Excuse me. Only for the rich. Show me anything good. You just said Baba Mubarak's story. Okay, I want to paint it to make it look good now. How? Oh yeah, give me an instance. How do I make Daddy Mubarak's story look good to the outside community to say Nigeria is good? No, how do I say it? Show me how to say it. That policeman stabbed a keke napep operator because of 100 naira bribe in the morning. Stabbed him to death. And in the course of it, started shooting sporadically to disperse angry people who are, and then killed another young boy with bullets. So I should now go and tell the world, no, that is how things should be. The country is good. Really? How do you? No, I don't. Gentlemen, I need to support Daddy Mubarak. That's the information on the screen because I don't really want to get emotional. I don't want to get too emotional. Help me support the man, please. We need to get down this to assist him. The matter is dying off. If we don't do what we should right in time, election will be over. They won't respond again. So he needs a lot of money to get the sheriff to serve those concerned in the matter. I'll see you another time, guys.